Hi, Peter Bernstein, Senior Editor of TMCnet.com, and we are in beautiful Las Vegas at ITEXPO West, getting to the closing moments just off the show floor. Delighted to be talking data centers and cloud with Jason Mendenhall, who's the EVP of Cloud for Switch Supernap. Delighted to be in Las Vegas. This is your home.
It is. I was actually born and raised here.
You're a native.
Yeah, and my mom's a native. That tells you how far we go back. My family goes all the way back to like 1940.
So let's talk. Anyway, lucky you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. You kind of occupy a very unique position in the industry.
We do.
In a lot of ways, and I think it would be good to share exactly what you do, because it's kind of the wave of the future. It's also, from an economic development standpoint, is very important to this town.
It is. So we Switch Supernap here in Las Vegas was started around 2000 by our CEO and founder Rob Roy, and he kind of sought out to pioneer and really change the data center industry, and he was able to do that. And we've built the world's largest technology solutions ecosystem in the world. To start off with, the location, we are the world's only carrier-neutral, multi-tenant co-location facility that's received a Tier 4 Gold designation from the Uptime Institute. So we're the only one on the planet. And that is due to the way we operate the data center, the way it's been designed, the way it's been constructed. All of those things come together to create that environment. And we've aggregated a lot of enterprise customers into that space. We've brought over 45 different telco providers into the environment as a result of the Enron broadband peering center that was built here in Las Vegas. We acquired that facility back in 2002. And then over the past 5 years, we've been aggregating the top cloud providers and managed service providers into that environment so our customers can put their private infrastructure in the data center and then really, truly deploy hybrid cloud in that environment. And so what we've been able to do is aggregate the collective buying power of over $2.2 trillion worth of buying power with our customers, and we leverage that buying power to save our customers money on data center, connectivity, cloud services, hardware, software, you name it.
I'm kind of curious because the question is going to come up, obviously, which is, this is centralization in a distributed world. Talk to me about disaster recovery, business continuity.
Still need to have that.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, so one of the advantages that Las Vegas has as a location for infrastructure is the fact that we're the only metropolitan market in the country with a 0 rating for natural disasters. So when you look at the things that can impact the data center, they don't happen here. That's great. But that's only one element of it. You still have to do disaster recovery and backup somewhere, and you should. And when you do that, you should have vendor diversity as well. You should also be with someone else in that process. But here's what we're seeing, and we've been seeing this for quite some time. Although the world is looking at distributed compute, what they realize is the aggregation of data and the ability to analyze large-scale data and the ability to process that data is becoming extremely important. And the only way you can do that is in a non-distributed model. And so what's evolving now and what we're seeing take place with our customers is this idea of a centralized brain, if you will, and ganglion that are out on the edge. And so the other data center providers that are out there, they're our partners because we get these large-scale environments, and medium and small, and you name it, coming into our environment, creating that centralized brain, and then connecting to those edges where they need maybe a little bit of gear to reach out to users in that space. And that's really the way it's evolving, as opposed to medium-sized stuff everywhere. We're seeing large-scale centralized operations with very small footprints out on the edge.
So what do you see as this kind of space evolves? What happens next?
You know, it's I actually think when you look at the cloud and big data words, right, we got to address those, right? And so, you know, when cloud became a big word and the CEOs walked into their room and said, we need cloud, and the IT teams were sitting there going, I think we have cloud, and he said, no, we need cloud, and then they go and they try and figure it out. I think we're still in the early, mid stages of cloud adoption for small to medium and even large-scale enterprise. What I think is really interesting is going to be the true evolution of hybrid cloud, where people realize, okay, we tried some new applications out on the cloud. They grew. We believe we can move them in-house for less. But we still want to have this idea of low cost, easy to deploy, dev, QA test, maybe even some production at scale. We got to manage that environment. and we got to be able to do it effectively. And that, in turn, is really an enabler to big data and analytics. That's the way I see it evolving, is that when organizations evolve to a point where they adopt hybrid cloud, then all of a sudden big data analytics and the promise that that's going to bring to us becomes a reality, because it starts to lower the overall cost of everything that they're doing. To take on big data analytics by yourself is a Herculean effort in its own right, from a people, process, technology, resources standpoint. But when you can leverage others, it becomes valuable.
Yeah, and that's really the advantage of going to the cloud that we've heard around the show for the last 4 days, is the people who are focused and dedicated in doing these kinds of things in a world that's changing faster than most of us can keep up, and where complexity is a big problem. The cloud is the solution, because the old Kentucky Fried Chicken thing, we do chicken right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why we've been so successful with our data center product. We do data center right, and people are going, look, we shouldn't be in that business anymore. And now it's moving up the stack where we're not offering it, but we're aggregating all those folks into the right environment.
So another reason to come to Las Vegas.
Absolutely,
right? So
100%.
Not just be entertained, but there's the business of data center business.
It's the Disneyland of technology. That's what people say when they come by.
The Disneyland of technology. I like that. And that on a closing note, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Yep.